Good morning, children. We are seeing about the lesson human organ system. Under this, what we have seen mean organ, how the organ is formed with the help of the tissues. The tissues formed together the organ. What are the organ? Stomach is an organ, hand is an organ, stomach, heart. These are all considered to be the organ. Each organ clubbed together form the organ system. That is, for example, the bones, muscles, they combine together. What they form means the skeletal system. So, in this lesson, we are going to see about the organ system. There are many organ systems which are found in our body. All of them are clubbed together and they form the work easier. So, under this what we have seen, first we have seen about the skeletal system. The skeletal system consists of the bones, cartilage and the tendons. So, how the bones are joined together? The bones are joined together with the help of the cartilage, and then bones and muscles are joined together with the help of the tendons. Ligaments. So, the skeletal system is made up of the bone, cartilage and the tendons. When we take about the skeletal system, there are three types of bones are found in that. That is the skull, the vertebral column and then the rib cage. The skull, where is it found mean? Inside the head, and then it protects the brain, which consists of the the skull consists of the cranial bone and the facial bone, and it also include hyoid bone and cranial, facial, hyoid and auditory bone. These all included inside the skull, which protects the brain. The vertebral column starts at the base of the skull. What does it comprises? The vertebrae. And then it protects the spinal cord. Then the rib cage. The rib cage, it consists of the rib bone. What does it protect mean? Heart and the lungs. So, these are all about the skull. When we take about the skull, it protects the brain, vertebral column protect the spinal cord, rib cage protect the heart and the lungs. This is about the skeletal system. And then the next comes the this vertebral column also included. There are two types of skeletal system, that is appendicular system and then axial system. The appendicular system are including this one, the skull and the vertebral column. The axial system is here, and then appendicular system include the limbs and the cartilage. The limbs where they are found mean they are found on the hands. There are two types of limbs, forelimb and hind limbs. And then these forelimbs and hind limbs are joined together with the help of the cartilage. Two types of cartilage, pectoral and pelvic girdles. Two types of girdles, pelvic girdle and pectoral girdles. So these hands are joined together with the help of pectoral and pelvic girdle. So this is about the skeletal system. And when we take about muscular system, the muscles are included in that, bones, muscles and then the nervous system. These are all included inside the muscular system. The muscular system consists of three types of muscles, that is smooth wall muscle, cardiac muscle, and then one more muscle, that is skeletal muscle. This skeletal muscle is found in the hands. Then they are considered to be voluntary in nature. Smooth wall muscles are found attached to the digestive tract, and then they are involuntary in function. Then the cardiac muscles are found attached to the heart and with the help of the rhythmic contraction and expansion. This is also known as involuntary in nature. So these are the three types of muscle which are found in the muscular system. So next we move on to digestive system. When we take about the digestive system, it includes with the digestive organ. What are the digestive organ? Stomach is mainly the digestive organ. This digestive system, first it starts with the mouth. In the mouth, the buccal cavity is there. Then in the mouth there is a saliva. The saliva is secreted inside the mouth. What does it do? It mixes along with the food what we take in. So the saliva mixes with the food. What does it do? And also with the, it also contains the antibacterial enzyme. So what does it will do? Easy for the flow of the food into our stomach. So the mouth contains the saliva. The saliva mixes with the food what we have taken in, and then what does it will do? It contains antibacterial enzyme. So easy for the flow of the food into our stomach. So this is about the mouth. And then next it contains the salivary glands. The salivary glands which secretes the saliva. This saliva contains the antibacterial enzyme which mixes with the food, and it makes them easy for the flow. Then next about the digestive system. Next, pharynx and the larynx. They are nothing but the voice box. The sound is produced from here. The pharynx and the larynx are the voice box from which the sound is produced. After the food enter, we have taken the mouth. What does the mouth do? It will mixes with the saliva. The teeth which also help for grinding the food. Then the salivary gland secretes the saliva which is producing antibacterial enzyme. Next it enters into the pharynx and the larynx. There is one more thing, that is epiglottis. What does it will do mean? It will prevent the food to enter there. So if we eat the food in hurry, what does it will do? We may sometimes hiccup will comes because the food enters into the epiglottis. The epiglottis closes the voice box. Otherwise what will happen mean the food enter and then hiccup will comes. So the epiglottis closes the food tube. Air pipe. Air pipe is trachea. So here larynx and pharynx are there. The epiglottis, it will closes the air pipe, not the food to enter there. So in order to prevent that, epiglottis is useful. And then the alimentary canal, the digestive tract of the digestive system starts with the alimentary canal. What does it do? What does it contains? It contains the trachea. This is known as the trachea, from which the food enters. And then it is about 9 meters long. The trachea or the alimentary canal consists of 9 meter long tube, and then stomach is one of the major organ present here. Stomach is one of the major organ which is found here. So it ends with the stomach here. This is the stomach, and then below this So the digestive system starts with the mouth, then the teeth which are present in the mouth are useful for grinding the food, and then the salivary glands which secretes the saliva mixes along with the food, and then the enzyme which is antibacterial enzyme which is present in the saliva makes the food for easy flow of the food. Then pharynx and larynx are there, which are known as the voice box, and then the stomach. The stomach is the main important organ for digestion. The food goes through it. So next about the salivary gland, stomach. So the stomach, after the entry of the food is stored in the stomach. What does it will do? It stores the food, and then many juices, digestive juices are present inside the stomach, that is hydrochloric acid. It is one of the major digestive juice which is present in the stomach. So the food after enter into the stomach, the juice which are present in the stomach mixes along with the juice. The food mixes along with the digestive juice, and then what does it will do? It grasps the nutrients from the food. The food we have taken contains many nutrients, that is carbohydrate, mineral, vitamin, fat, etc. All these are absorbed by the all these are entered and then absorbed by the stomach. So what does it contain? It contains the hydrochloric acid, which is one of the digestive juice. What they are doing? They are converting the nutrients. They are converting the food into nutrients, useful nutrients, and then it also contains the many enzymes. Apart from hydrochloric acid, many digestive enzymes are also present inside the stomach. Next, after that the food goes through the large intestine. So after that stomach, it enters into the large intestine, where it absorbs the water from the food what we have taken in. So water, nutrients, everything is present inside the food. So what is the duty of the large intestine mean? It absorbs the water which are present in the food what we have taken in, and then it also absorbs some vitamins. So what is the duty of the large intestine mean? Absorption of water and absorption of nutrients, vitamins from the food what we have taken in. Next about the small intestine. This small intestine, after the food enter into the large intestine, it goes to the small intestine. What does it will do mean? It is the long tube that is 6 meters in long. So what does that it will do mean? It absorbs the nutrients from the food what we have taken in. So absorption of nutrients, all the nutrients are absorbed by the small intestine. So first it enter into the mouth, after that it enters into the trachea, then the food enters into the stomach, where it mixes along with the enzymes and the digestive juices, that is hydrochloric acid. After that it enters into the large intestine, where the water and vitamins are absorbed by the nutrients, and then it enters into the small intestine, where the nutrients and other minerals are absorbed by the small intestine. So this is about the structure of the digestive system and the function. Function means each organ is doing. Each organ is absorbing the vitamin, mineral, carbohydrate, everything what we have taken from our food. So then next one is the liver. What does it will do mean? It will absorb this is the structure of the liver. It will absorb all the nutrients, and then what does it will do mean? It will mixes along with the blood stream. So all the mineral, vitamin, everything is absorbed. What does it will do? It will mixes along with the blood stream and goes through all parts of the body. So that is done by the liver. Liver mixes the food, nutrients, everything into the blood stream. So from the small intestine, it also mixes along with the bloodstream, and then it also done by the liver. So after the food what we have taken, all the mineral, nutrients, everything is mixes along with the bloodstream, and it will goes through all the parts of the body for our normal function. So this is about the structure and the function of the digestive system. When we take about the digestive system, what does it comprises mean? It comprises it starts with the mouth. The teeth which are present in the mouth are useful for grinding, and it along mixes with the saliva. The salivary gland only secreting the saliva, which contains the antibacterial enzyme. The food mixes with that antibacterial enzyme, and then it goes into the larynx and pharynx, which are known as voice box. After that, the food goes through the stomach, where it is stored. What is the duty of this stomach mean? It secretes some digestive juices that is called as hydrochloric acid. That acid mixes along with the mixes along with the food, and then convert them into useful nutrients. Then the food is absorbed by the large intestine. What does it will do mean? It will take up the water and the vitamins from the food what we have taken in, and then it enters into the small intestine. The small intestine, what does it will do? It will absorb the nutrients from our food, and then it mixes it with the bloodstream. So then it is also synthesize the protein, carbohydrate. So glucose is converted into, that glucogen is converted into glucose, glycogen or glucose. This is the food what we usually taken in. The glucose is the food. And then it also produces the bile. Liver also produces the bile. So the small intestine, what does it do? It produces the protein, vitamin, carbohydrate. It absorbs everything from the food and then converts them into useful glucose. Then the blood carrying, after that it mixes along with the blood, this nutrients, everything, the glucose, everything is mixes along with the bloodstream. So what does that liver do? The blood nutrients from the intestine passes into the liver. After that it breaks them into glucose, useful glucose, glycogen into glucose into glycogen, and also it produces the bile juice. So these are all about the structure and the function of the digestive system. The parts of the alimentary canal mean, what are the parts of the alimentary canal? So what does that comprises? First one, mouth. Next about the buccal cavity, pharynx, larynx, and then small intestine, large intestine. After that, food is from the stomach, it enters into the small intestine, and then only it goes through the large intestine. And then anus. These are the parts of the digestive system. And then what are the associated glands that is useful for digestion mean? As I said about hydrochloric acid, the first one, salivary glands. What they secrete? They secrete the saliva. Salivary glands is one of the salivary glands are producing saliva which mixes along with the food. And then gastric glands, that is the hydrochloric acid, that is the gastric gland. And then liver, pancreas, digestive enzymes. So these are the associated glands which are found in the digestive system. So this is about the next system, that is digestive system. Next we move on to Respiratory system. Next we move on to respiratory system. The respiratory system is useful for exchange of gases. So for the exchange of gases, respiratory system is very much useful. So what are the parts which are present in the respiratory system? First one, nostril or nose. So through the nose, what we are doing? We are taking in the carbon dioxide, and then we are taking oxygen, and then carbon dioxide is released out. So nostril is the main organ, and then nasal cavity. So here the temperature and humidity is maintained, and the temperature of our body is maintained by the nasal cavity. And then the next one, pharynx, larynx, trachea and bronchi. These are all voice box, trachea and bronchi. These are the parts which are present in the respiratory system. The respiratory system starts with nostril, and then nasal cavity, pharynx and larynx, which are nothing but voice box, and then trachea, bronchi, the lungs, main organ, lungs. So these are all the parts of the respiratory system. Next, lungs. The lungs are the main organ for respiration. So it starts with the nasal cavity, and then the trachea. This is the trachea. Then it ends with the lungs, which contains many branches. So the nostril or the nose. What we are doing? We are taking in oxygen. The oxygen from the air enters into our nose or nostril, and then it is filtered with the help of the nasal cavity. Then it enters into the pharynx and larynx. After that it enters into the trachea. The air what we have taken in is enter into the trachea. Then about the lungs. Lungs are the major respiratory organ. Where it is located means it is located in the chest cavity, and then it is supported by a tube called cartilaginous ring. So it is supported by the cartilages. This is known as cartilaginous rings. Then it along with the pharynx, larynx, then the lungs are connected together. What they are doing? They are allowing the passage of the air. They are the passage of the air to enter there. Air box or voice box. That they are also known as air box. Then the trachea is divided into right and left side. Right lung and left one. Then so it ends with a small air sac. So here the branches are called as air sac or alveoli. The small branches are known as alveoli. The lung is covered by double membrane. So it is covered by a double membrane, that is a membrane known as pleura. The membrane which is covering the lung, membrane which is found around the lung is known as pleura. Then the diffusion of gases. What do you mean by diffusion? The air enters here, then it is mixes along with the bloodstream. That is known as diffusion. So diffusion occurs in the alveolar membrane. Here only the diffusion, the air mixes along with the bloodstream. It is happened with the help of the alveoli. Alveoli is nothing but the small air sacs. It is the air sacs. How the exchange of gases takes place? It takes place by three ways. That is external respiration. First one, external respiration. So what we are doing? We are taking in oxygen and given out carbon dioxide. That is known as external respiration. Intake of oxygen and releasing carbon dioxide from the lungs. So this is known as external respiration through the nostril. Then internal respiration. Internally. So this is external, outside. External means outside. From the outside air we are taking in oxygen, giving out carbon dioxide with the help of lungs and alveoli. Then internal respiration. This is also taken in oxygen and given out carbon dioxide. What here we are doing mean the circulatory system transport the oxygen. So the air we are taken in is mixed along with the bloodstream and it is transported to all parts from head to toes. So all parts of the body. So this is known as internally. Internally the air is mixes along with the bloodstream. That is internal respiration. From the outside we are taking in oxygen and then here after that it enters into the bloodstream and goes to all parts of the body. That is known as internal respiration. Internally, inside our body it happens. And then hemoglobin, which is mainly transporting the oxygen and carbon dioxide. What is hemoglobin? Hemoglobin is nothing but the red pigment which are present in the blood. Our blood appears to be red in color because of this pigment. It is one of the pigment. Pigment means coloring substance. So it is the pigment which is present in our blood. What does it give? It gives red color to the blood. So it is happened with the help of the hemoglobin. The carbon dioxide and oxygen and carbon dioxide mixes it with the help of the mixes here and then this hemoglobin transport to all parts of the body. That is the internal respiration. Next, cellular respiration. This cellular respiration, cells are taking, all the cells which are present in our body are taking in oxygen and releasing carbon dioxide. So these are the three types of respiration: external respiration, internal respiration and cellular respiration. Externally we are taking in oxygen and given out carbon dioxide. Then internally this carbon dioxide and oxygen are mixes along with all parts of the body with the help of the hemoglobin. And then cellular respiration, all the cells are absorbing carbon dioxide, oxygen and releasing carbon dioxide. These are the three types of respiration. Then, so this is about the respiratory system. When we take about the respiratory system, it is nothing but the exchange of gases. We are taking in oxygen and given out carbon dioxide. What are the parts which are helping? The nostril. With the help of the nose, we are breathing in oxygen. This nasal cavity, what does it? Nostril, what does it will do? It will maintain the temperature. And then it will temperature and humidity of the air is adjusted in these cavities. And then bronchi, the trachea and then pharynx and larynx. After that, where does it enter? It enters into the lungs. The lungs are divided into right and left. Inside the lungs, many air sacs are there through which the air enters and mixes with the blood. So this is the different parts which are present in the respiratory system. How does it work? Mean the air we are taken in is enter into the nose and then nasal cavity, then it enters into the trachea. When we take about the lungs contains many air sacs, alveoli, it is known as alveoli. It is protected by, the lungs are protected by a membrane that is known as pleura. Here the exchange of gases takes place. The lungs are helping for the exchange of gases. The carbon dioxide is let out from them and then the oxygenated blood is enter into all parts of the body. The carbon dioxide, the blood along with the carbon dioxide is going out from the body with the help of the lungs. There are three types of respiration. Externally we are taking in oxygen, given out carbon dioxide with the help of the lungs. And then internal, after that the blood, oxygenated blood, the blood which carries oxygen is known as oxygenated blood. Oxygenated blood mixes along with mixes and enter into all parts of the body. This is known as internal respiration. It is done with the help of the hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is red pigment which is present in our blood. Next, cellular respiration. The cells are absorbing the oxygen and carbon dioxide. So this is how the respiratory system works. When through yawning, we are yawning now, that also help to take more amount of oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. So yawning also helping for taking in more oxygen. Then, so this can be proved by oxygen. How we are exhaling oxygen, exhaling carbon dioxide, inhaling oxygen. It is also proved with the help of example. For what we have to do mean, we have to take 2 jars. In each jar we should take some lime water. The first jar should be kept as such. Then in the next jar what we have to do mean, we have to pour some gas, that is oxygen. We have to blow, that is blowing mean blowing with the help of the straw. So what does it will do mean, the lime water will changes into white color. That is, the lime water mixes along with the carbon dioxide. What does it will do? It will turn into milky white color. This shows that we are in exhaling carbon dioxide. Exhaling means we are letting it out. The carbon dioxide is come out from our body. We are taking in oxygen. So if we blow with the help of the straw into the lime water will turn into milky white color. So this is the example for we are giving out carbon dioxide. So this is about the respiratory system. So what we have seen today mean the digestive system. What does the digestive system comprises? The digestive system, it consists of mouth. In the mouth, teeth is there. Teeth mixes with it help for chewing and biting the food what we have taken. And then the salivary glands produces the antibacterial saliva. The saliva mixes along with the food and make easy for swallow. And then it enters into the stomach. What does the stomach do? It will mixes with the food mixes inside the stomach. The stomach contains some digestive juices. And then gastric juice, that is hydrochloric acid, is secreted by the stomach. It will mixes along with the food mixes with the hydrochloric acid and some other enzymes. What does it will do? It is storing there and then it absorbs the nutrients from the food what we have taken in. Next it enters into the small intestine. The small intestine, what does it will do? It will take up from the stomach, it enters into this is large intestine and then this is the small intestine, 6 meter long tube like structure. This small intestine, it absorbs the nutrients and then protein, everything from the food what we have taken in, and then it makes them to mix along with the bloodstream. Then the large intestine, what does it will do? It will absorb the water and wanted food from the unwanted substance from the food. So the small intestine, it absorbs the nutrients and make them mix along with the blood stream. So from there it is mixes with the all parts of the body. Then what does the large intestine do? It will absorb water and unwanted substance from the food what we have taken in, and it is get out from the body. so stomach, after that small intestine, and then it goes to large intestine, then the food is released. So after that it also enter into the liver, from where the food mixes the nutrients, everything, protein, nutrients, everything mixes along with the blood stream, and then they convert them into useful glycogen. So these glycogen mixes along with the bloodstream, enters into the all parts of the body. So thus this is how the digestion takes place inside the body. So that the digestive system comprises mouth, buccal cavity, pharynx, larynx, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and then anus. The salivary glands also secrete the saliva. Gastric gas is what they are secreting, hydrochloric acid and many digestive enzymes make the food to digest. And then liver also helping for transport of the food material. Pancreas is also secreting the bile and other protein. They are absorbing the protein and other substance from the food what we have taken in. So this is about the digestive system. And then when we come out to the respiratory system, what are the respiratory system? What is respiratory system mean? Exchange of gases. Exchange of gases mean we are taking in oxygen and given out carbon dioxide. This is done with the help of the lungs. What are the organs helping for that mean? The nostril or the nose, through which we taken in oxygen, and then it enters through the nasal cavity. After that it enters the pharynx and larynx. What they are known as? They are known as voice box or air box. The air enters through them. And then the trachea. Trachea is the cartilage tube-like structure. After that it divided into two, that is known as lungs. The lungs contains many branches, that is air sac or alveoli. The lung is protected by a layer called as pleura. So this is about the structure of the respiratory system. When we take about the respiration, happens by three types, that is external respiration, taken in oxygen and given out carbon dioxide with the help of the lungs. Then internally, after that the oxygenated blood is carrying out with the help of the hemoglobin to all parts of the body. This is internal respiration. Then cellular respiration, it happens with the help of the cells. These are the three types of respiration happen in human being. So this is about the, and then it is proved with the help of the example. So through yawning, what we are doing, we are taking in more oxygen and given out carbon dioxide. So, and then epiglottis, as I said about epiglottis, the entry of the food is prevented with the help of epiglottis. It does not, it prevents the food to enter into the air box or the voice box. Epiglottis is helping. So this is about the respiratory system. So up to that we have seen about skeletal system, muscular system, digestive system and respiratory system. The rest we will see in the next class. Thank you, children.